Ladies, gentlemen, esteemed non-binaries, and furs, Trashkin, all good evening, and welcome to Trash Cheer Gaming. I'm your humble host, Rasper Trash Bear, your friendly bi-neighborhood raccoon on the spectrum. And today, we're getting right back into Wild Arms. So Trashkin, I had a wee bit of the technical difficulty strike, that's why this is probably out a hair late. I accidentally set the desktop audio, the game audio, to 8.3 and 8.3 decibels below, and set my mic to 17.3 decibels below, which means you couldn't hear me over the bumping tunes or sound effects. Unfortunately, I didn't catch that until halfway through the dungeon, and it's me going, oh no. But fortunately, we are prepped, we are ready to go. And now I know what's coming, so if nothing else, it'll at least be quick. Ish. So due north is where we're going. You don't want to know how much time I spent the first time. Right about yay? And having searched the island before, I didn't know what's up. But apparently around here are some gremlins that I want to show off because they do have a unique effect so far. Well, to my playthrough, anyway. Oh god, I forgot to hit the inn. That's a problem. I should do that. But yeah. This bunch? Gremlins jam your guns. Who knew? Seriously, you're gonna make me target them individually? Alright, fine. But yeah, the first time I ran into this with a little bit of nightmare because the other runs around here are scarecrows, punking types, green faces. And they hit hard. And my first fight here was, and I quote, a 5-on-1 against Jet, which didn't turn out great. Hell, the second round didn't turn out great. I blew 2 gimbal coins on that one. I should have mashed escape, but no, I can last 3 rounds. Unfortunately, gremlins don't have much in the way of magic defense, elemental-wise. Though I would like to point out, this isn't a bad spot. To gather some magic crystals. For personal use, or if you're running short on supplies. But yeah, everybody, come to think of it, here's Statue of Justine, somewhere around here. We'll worry about the statues later. Although this one is worth having a chat with. You conquered the legendary dragon? Wow, I can hardly believe it. But if that's true, Sir Galahad in front is in for a terrible shock. Well, that's Galahad's problem. Possibly the whiskeys. It's a nice little bit of fluff. Now, fortunately, Trashkin, because I still had the save states, we're okay. If I had made her doubled up on save states again, like I normally do it in a session, I'd been screwed. Absurdity! You've conquered the dragon? You? If your narrative is true, then what am I to do now? I have no dragon to slay. Well, we do need farmers around here. Have you considered macrame? I mean, the good news is you're in a bar. There is a bartender who will listen to all your woes. But, tip generously. Like, I gotta stop hauling off half-cocked. It's gonna hurt me eventually. You know, zipping out without prepping proper. Which reminds me, I should probably pop around the secret garden and see how our mega berries are coming in. Ooh, pretty. But we get a fair bit of character development here, so this is where Sis was taken. Do not fret, Master Alfred. I promise to do all I can to rescue Milady. I must do this to honor your predecessor as well. I am in debt to them. I ask for your patience. Thanks, Todd. I'm counting on you. I can count on you too, right, Shady? Yeah. You need me, don't ya? Then, yeah, I'll help out. Count us in too. Alright, let's go. Wait. Yeah. Alright, Ah. More name takes. I still don't know what I do with name takes. But hey, it's one more chest open. Maybe I'll get lucky and figure out how to glitch my way around that one chest. So I can fight Black Chest. Alright. Well, I assume if I can do this? Yeah. Forgot about that. So, one Gapit. Gale Crested. And free stuff. One Potion Bari. And we do the same thing from the other side. Now, you don't have to push it perfectly to bed, but... I mean, I do. Your call, Trashkin. Alright, now we're at the top of that gap. Ooh, I remember how to do this. There we go! Nice, healthy chunk of change. Full on mini carrots. I thought I missed a switch, but... Nah, you just meander up to the door here and... leave this to me. The predecessor, Milady's father, was a great man. He was a strong defender of justice who raised Milady and Master Alfred as a single parent. A very gallant man indeed. Hey! Thanks for not perpetuating stereotypes about single parents, game. Appreciate it. He took a good-for-nothing man like me under his wing, and I was honored to work under him. I was able to repay my debt of gratitude, or I was unable to repay my debt of gratitude to Lord Sordinger when I was alive, so I vowed to take it upon Milady and Master Alfred. Todd just cut an iron-shod door. To put that in perspective, that isn't hard. That is theoretically impossible to do with any form of grace. If I had a clip to cut to of somebody working with the irons or an halogen bar, here would be a great place for that. I shall get Milady back and repay my debt. Okay, we'll do our best as well. Virginia's a little nervous. I can't say I blame her. If you see somebody cut through iron, I'd be nervous too. Alright, now before you go, oh, 2 switches. I know what to do here. Chest. And get topside. How you get topside? Well, you might notice these barriers. So, good old steady doll. And off you go. I'm skipping a fair few encounters here. This might be a turbo short episode now. Well, let's at least get into it. So this is the dissection faculty. And it's chock full of weird chimeras. So these are the water version. Each of them have a chimera fray, chimera. You get the rest. Fray's the airborne, which suggests somebody was gathering monsters, taking them apart, and putting them back together as chimeras. Which is terrifying. You know the embarrassing part about this, Trashkin? This dungeon took me 40 minutes the first time round. And 10 of that was me working out the puzzles. Although, this is a pretty good spot to pick up elemental rings, because each of them have a chance to drop. Alright. Forward progress out. What's up there? Oh, a lever. That lever looks suspicious. Shady, if you would. Whoosh. This dates back many generations, but I was summoned by a Schrödinger and locked up in a puny little box. Day after day, I would help them out with various experiments, but in the end, they would seal me inside a box for what seemed like forever. That's when Madame rescued me. At first, I thought about getting even with the Schrödinger people, but she invited me to join in on her fun, and boy was it ever! I've never felt so exciting and free in my life. Uh-oh. I'm not sure how you stop a wall with fire, but I'm having so much fun. I've gotten to make up for lost time and have as much fun as I can. He let go of his vendetta because he was having fun. Let's see if we can't pull a few more of the baddies. Preemptive strike. Ah, man. More muses? Alright. An earth gem you all. Well, the earth gem doesn't get you. Petrify will. Nice! So we at least get a 1-for-2 deal out of it. It feels silly using Mystic to spread out elemental damage. Oh, I remember this. Okay, Trashkin. So I keep forgetting how to use the Gale Crest from time to time, but it needs a 1 gap, right? All you gotta do here, don't need to get fancy, you just need a single gap. 2 pushes, that's it. That's if you want to get it square. I want to get it square because I'm just that kind of raccoon. Nice to see him using the Gale Quest again. Been a couple of dungeons. Drink. Well, the Gale cards aren't earth-shattering, but hey, I'll take them. We're about to have a lot less to spend Gela on, but... Oh, shit. Yeah, Gale, Fang, Muse. Yeah, the phrase over there. Geo. So, you know, Earth, Water, Wind. Fortunately, there's no electricity around here. Shit. I am getting nowhere near as lucky with rings as I did my first run, but... well, sometimes them's the breaks. Oh, I forgot. They come in fire too. Nice. And there's the cavalry. Alright, everybody dogpile them. Oh. Oof, pardon me. So, occasionally, I'll get the Rasp, how are emulators legal? And it's me going... like, occasionally I'll get somebody that remembers Bleem going, hey, shouldn't you be concerned about using this software? And it's me going, yeah, no. What? Bleem wasn't pulled from shelves because it violated any copyright or impugned on Sony's legal or IPs in any way. Bleem was a commercially available program that emulated PS1 games. It let you run them on anything with a CD drive and enough hardware. Well, okay, anything in a PC anyway. But the brouhaha, Trashkin. Sony didn't like that because they saw it as a threat to sales of PS1 games and PS1s. Well, PS1s anyway. Now here's the irony. Bleem never lost any of the cases, but unfortunately, if they had been UK-based, Sony would have been hurting because they would have had to cover Bleem's legal fees. I believe in Australia, New Zealand, and the UK, that's true. And I think Ireland sometimes? I'm not sure about Ireland. I haven't heard much about the legal system in Ireland. But, if that had been true, and they had been forced to cover the fees, we'd probably still have Bleem as a company. But Sony probably wouldn't be as upset. Hear me out. It'll make sense in a minute. So, what happened was, Sony would lose the case, Bleem would get to continue to exist, but had to cover the fees for the legal proceedings. The problem was, none of the cases were dismissed with prejudice. So, Sony kept trying to relitigate. So, every couple of months, Sony case, Sony case, Sony case. So if one of the judges had dismissed with prejudice, in all honesty, it probably wouldn't have made a difference. Sony would have come up with some other tactic or some other legal angle. That's the hell of it. But as a direct result, we have PlayStation emulation. Hear me out. Hear me out. So, because eventually they just couldn't afford another lawsuit. Bleem had to fold. Quick aside for an optional boss fight. Brain duplicate. Alright, this one's a nasty trick, but if you know, you can get off scot-free. So, see this guy? Sawdust is immune to physical attacks. But if you got Mystic and some full carrots on you, you can solve the problem, because while he's immune to physical attacks, he is not immune to summons. And he will hit hard. Sawdust will also block for Junior. Junior revives Sawdust, and Sawdust does a mutual destruction attack. He takes himself out and her character, so. Ooh. Cosmic Cog. Fascinating. What did I do? I didn't know that was an option. I just accidentally figured out how to bypass this boss's defense. And time resumes. Fortunately, we can just take out Junior. She's also pitifully mean to summons. Hooray! Alright, let's make sure our good buddy's up to stuff. He's a little worse for wear, but that's fine. We're gonna be getting the heck out of this dungeon soon. Trashkin, I hate to do a short episode, but unfortunately, that might be all the time we have for this week. Alright. Hey, this is the latest issue of Disaster Girl of the Wasteland. Wait, is that a Vash the Stampede joke? Or is there another Disaster Girl of the Desert? Nah, it's too early for Desert Punk. I was halfway through part 3 while I was on the train. They read the same manga? Maybe they're VN types. Hey, that's my sister's book. So Sis really was here. But it's odd that Sis would just leave her book on the floor like this. Maybe she's trying to tell us something by leaving it here. That door looks suspicious too. My sister has trouble expressing her feelings with words. Some people tend to misunderstand her. The truth is, she's the nicest, most caring, and hard-working person I know. Yes, I know. I, too, haven't been able to express my true feelings with words. Even though we don't talk, I know someone cares about me very much. I understand how difficult it is to reach out to people with words. On the spectrum bonding. This is very much so. You're on the spectrum. I'm on the spectrum. To me. Headcanon accepted. Thank you. My sister's a little, you know what, but please, take kindly to her. I'm sure she really wants to befriend you. You think so? Oni-chan. Oni-san. Oni-san noticed. Okay, stand back. All right. That's it? Yep, that was perfect. Working with explosives is an art form. There's really no reason to blow everything up. I just blew off the part that was sealed. Well, let's get moving. So one of those concepts in entries and breaching is a puck. A puck is a relatively low explosive, and I say relatively compared to things like, say, demolition charges. You want to use enough, and as little as you can get away with. And the puck is such a concept. A puck is a tight coil of detonation cord. Its job is usually to be placed on a door and break the locking mechanism or frame in such a way that it disables the ability of the door to be shut ever again and secured. It is relatively safe if used correctly. Oh, wait a minute. Something I should remember. There are crates. I swear there was stuff in crates. I must have imagined it. Well, it was worth a check anyway. Okay, Trashkin. So I saw the screen and was like, hey, I should check that out. Nope. Then I was like, hey, there's a console. I should inspect the console. Naturally, I wanted to check the big console because big console. But no. Here's where you need to be. I wonder what this does. I think a picture's being transmitted. Wait, let me see if I can bring it... Wah! How nice to see you again, mortals. Siegfried. Also, fair warning, you're about to be powered yada yada explanations. You remembered my name. I'm honored. Is Maya safe? Of course she is. However, that may all change depending on your action. Let us commence the negotiation. You get me the teardrop in exchange for the damsel. So you want to play dirty, huh? That face. But the thing is, we don't know where the teardrop is. The negotiation stops here. That is not a problem. She has revealed everything. Oh god. Did Siegfried force her to read a Regency novel? That's my first guess. That's a lie! My sister wouldn't give in to you! As a matter of fact, she did. Voluntarily, too. The light tear shatters to pieces as it builds power and becomes a memory. The memory lies in the heart, forever in the runes of memory. That's the information we dug up. Oh, excuse me. That's the information we dug up, but how did you... What did you do to my sister? I had a chance to study up on her abilities. She uses a book as a memory storage unit and converts and installs the internal data for her own use. Wait, is she saying... Our saves have always been books in this series. Like, the symbol? Seriously, references? Her ability to use the pole memory? Installs the internal data for her own use. Her spiritual strength exceeds those of demons, generating an extreme illusion through this internal data. A form of auto-suggestion, or powerful auto-hypnosis, gives her the ability to transform herself. These are the details of Maya Schrodinger's supernatural powers. Intriguing, is it not? Ugh. However, no matter what form she assumes, her innate personality always exists. That is what I have uncovered. What? That's not my... What did you do, you sick son of a... Sis! Your honest self. He self-helped her to brown! God, why? I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. This is creepy and weird. I look forward to receiving the teardrop. Shit. Was that really Maya? Well, we have to find the teardrop first before we can make the exchange. About that information. Yeah, it mentions runes of memory right in your face. Think it's a trap? This information isn't a rumor that has recently started floating around. I really think the lead is genuine and reliable. Okay. We've been in there before, but we might have missed something. Let's head to the runes of memory and find the teardrop. I'm sorry, but would it be alright if you go on ahead? I need to prepare something before the exchange takes place, so we can't go there just yet, or just now. Alright, but hurry. We'll meet you inside the runes of memory. Whew! I should have burned a yellow card on those boss fights. Oh well. First order of business, hit the inn, hit the upgrade tree, because we have nearly maxed out our arms. Let's see here. It's maxed. Max. Near max. I could take hit, or I could take additional... you know what? We've done nothing for hit. We should at least take a rank in hit. Gallows. We got like 5 to go. Okay, so you can max out at 6. Fascinating. Can't max it out past 6. Took 2 hits. 5 rounds. They say not to muck with that, but I'm gonna muck with the weight because I can. There we go. And everybody is max upgrade. Ah! Dragon of Legend, real? You went to slay the dragon to gain legendary dragon strength? Ah, yeah. Hold on. Ah, yeah! What do you say? You have no dragon to slay to get... You know how to slay a dragon to get his power? Therefore, you went to use small strength to gain big strength, but put fiery rage to rest? Yeah, pretty much. I like that there are cookie cutter gunsmiths. Or armsmiths. Alright, first order of business. Wait! I did that in the wrong order! Save! Or, excuse me. Rest, then sleep. Oh, excuse me, how can I help you? You've conquered the legendary dragon? Oh, right, whoop. Stay, not chat. I'm a dip like that. I suppose I don't need to do any of this on screen. I could have called it right there in the dungeon, but I didn't wanna. But yeah, like, one of the ironies... Oh, to remember the Bleem story I didn't finish out. So, Bleem kept getting sued, they kept winning the cases, but because they had to cover the cost of legal fees each time, and Sony had far more vast resources, they kept having to eat a loss every case. And eventually had to fold, rather than deal with another one. Like, Bleem was perfectly legal. So all it did was read data. It's the same reason your DVD player is legal, your CD player is legal, the same reason it's legal to play your files or run them. Or your Blu-ray player. Outlawing the ability to read data or to encrypt it is a really, really bad plan. But because Bleem had to fold, the reason they're an eternal thorn in Sony's size is they're the entire reason we have PlayStation emulation. Bleem, they made the source code available and it became the backbone of early PlayStation emulation. So, on the one hand, Sony did accomplish their goal. The goal wasn't to stop emulation, it was to make any commercial emulation, anybody that was thinking about that, hesitate. It was to have a chilling effect, rather than to stop it cold. It was to make anybody considering that position or development, hesitate. So Sony did get what they want in that sense, but the trade-off is, instead of charging money, they're just like, hey, whoever wants to play with this can. Yeah. So, quick save, and we're out. It's a short one this week, Trashkin, but I'm sorry, but technical issues being what they... Berlin. I wonder what they're all named. I've only read like half. I met a robot named Berlin. He's wearing a sombrero. Or is the sombrero part of his head? I don't know. But that's going to do it for this episode, Trashkin. I'd like to thank you all for coming out. I'd like to thank you all for watching. If you haven't already, you can always join the Trashkin around the trash fire by subscribing, and if you already have, well, Trashkin, what keeps that trash fire burning, and us in snacks, drinks, and camp chairs, are likes, shares, comments, and even the dislikes. The algorithm desires interaction. And of course, we can keep you amused, and you can hang out around the trash fire as long as you care to. We got plenty of videos to keep you amused, but if you don't have time for Let's Plays, if you do happen to depart us now, I'd like to remind you all to count your spoons, hydrate, medicate, and take care of yourself as best you can. I certainly am. Don't forget to tell the people you love you give a good damn. Go play some games. Good night, and I'll see you all in the next one.